This is a bit of a change of pace from that, not as happy, but here we go. Hating yourself is subjective. You're going to an art gallery that you've just paid 20 quid to visit and it wasn't recommended by a friend or anything, so you've no idea what's in it. But still, you queue up anyway and it turns out to be rather fine, so you're glad you paid the 20 quid and waited in the line. So you rush off home to tell a friend you think they'd like the art and tell them you enjoyed yourself and thought it rather smart, so the friend in turn pays 20 quid to see the artwork too. But in the end, turns out the friend did not have fun like you don't suddenly hate the artist, you still think their work is great, and you respect the fact that for whatever reason your friend cannot relate. They run fingers through their hair with such vigour that the nails remove split ends like scissors. Why me? Assumptions brewed years ago spill out of the mouth of the coffee machine and trickle straight down the hatch, causing them to choke on this lump in their throat yet again. The bitter taste has never taken their fancy, but they were told to never sugarcoat the truth, so they do not add sweetener. The voice in their head fills their ears with the words of a horrific spell, and though they want so desperately to yell back, "No!" they can just about muster a quiet, "I know," into the lonely silence of the 2 a.m. oxygen they've been breathing in so heavily. The day's events play on a slow rotation like a carousel that should have been shut down before it even opened, the wooden horses barely able to take the weight of all the self-deprecation. Each memory is a questionable depiction of itself, written on a flashcard, waiting for them to review thoroughly upon the revision they must do in order to do better. They do not even have to flip over the card to know what it says on the other side, because this exam requires only a few hand-picked, strictly precise answers that seem to work for a multitude of questions, no matter the context. The sound of their own voice booms so loudly that it distorts the microphone, and they can no longer hear what they're saying, but they're sure it's some rubbish no one really wants to listen to. Why would they listen anywho? They've probably said the exact same thing like 50 times before, and they do not make it 51, they do not want to bore. So instead they keep their mouth glued shut and hope that no one sees all the fibres stringing from their lips in an attempt to please. They watch as their friends laugh at a joke that they probably didn't think was funny, envisioning the pity buried deep within their smile lines. "You thought you could fool me," they say in a tone ever so familiar, yet to realise that the only person fooling themselves is themselves. After choosing which moments to highlight as the most embarrassing, everything was neon pink, and there were blisters on their hands and they were covered in the ink. But I suppose if it's all unified, to them it seems more pretty, and they think it isn't vandalism if it's not graffiti, but what they're yet to discover is the perception of their ways, and how that thing they really wish to hide will catch somebody's gaze, but not because that person's laughing. Their compliment was not satire. They meant every single word they said about what they admire, though sincerity coats the person's smile and honesty's in their eyes. You cannot help but think they must be joking to say they love what you despise, and so you thank them for their kindest words but wish they speak some truth. For you think you see right through them, and you're hardly that of a sleuth. I mean, it's not like you go looking for these things, they're laid out before your eyes. The universe thinks you're too dumb to see them, but you don't have to be that wise to know such things so obvious that everyone can see. What's the point in kidding yourself when you know the reality? They examine the makeup they had applied to their face that morning and wish they could remove more than just cosmetics with the cotton wool round, make them better all round. They press hands into their temples with great force. They feel so mental. They used to worry that people would hate them. As a result of their actions, nobody would date them. All second glances were second chances for the mistakes and the advances, but now they don't. They no longer question the future because it's so grey that there's a sticky label on it reading in dusky lead. And it doesn't matter how many people tell them that this is all in their head, because they know better than to believe them. They're just trying to deceive them. What is the reason for all this treason, or where is the gunpowder in the plot? You're going to see a movie and the reviews are rather good, but your friends said they did not enjoy it like they thought they would. You decide to see it anyway to make your own decision, and you love the way the cinematics were handled with such precision, so you tell the friend you liked it and the friend was rather pleased. They were glad you found some pleasure after they had been displeased. Your friend still hates the movie, but they know you think it's great, and they respect the fact that for whatever reason you simply can't relate. The smile that haunts you at night lights up the room of somebody stuck in a power cut. The laugh that makes you wince and flinch is a lullaby to somebody without a lot. The heart you think nobody loves gives somebody hope for another day. And all those people that you think secretly hate you smile about you every day. That random fact you didn't want to say has just gone and blown their mind. That anecdote you thought was boring has given them the laughter back they thought they would never find. That part of your body you've been trying to hide makes someone else feel insecure. So when you tell someone you hate yourself and they reply, "What for?" that person really means it, for they think that you're great. but they respect the fact that for whatever reason you cannot relate. Thank you.